It started as budget cuts and evolved into equipment and personnel cuts. But even with defense-wide decisions being made about force realignments, Army Chief of Staff Ray Odierno says he feels good about the current state of the U.S. Army in Europe.
We have a very strong structure here that will continue to support both EUCOM and AFRICOM as they continue to work their regional missions. And so I'm satisfied with this. We'll continue to look at it, we'll continue to adjust, but there'll be minor adjustments from here on out.
And with only minor adjustments, the Army's top officer plans to keep the current variety of units that are in Europe now, which he says are closely tied to U.S. commitments to NATO, its allies, and its missions. He says the continued U.S. presence in Europe also sends a specific message to would-be enemies.
It's important for us to continue to train and work with them. You know, we're working with them in Afghanistan, we work with them in Libya, so clearly us being able to work with NATO and have the right kind of forces here to work with them helps us to project power, if necessary, with our partners. Having a force forward in Europe that's working with our allies, that has the right capabilities, has the right characteristics, has the right modernization readiness levels, helps us to let people know we still have a force forward that can help us to quickly launch into other parts of the world.
Launching into those other parts of the world may depend on the units in Europe, which General Odierno says will shape the environment in AFRICOM, EUCOM, and CENTCOM. He says they'll do that by building partner capacity and doing exercises with allied nations. General Odierno also says a big key is maintaining military-to-military relationships with partner nations as well.
It's about being dominant and decisive. And with the great training areas that we have, specifically the JMTC up at Graf-für-Hohenfels, it gives us the capability to train and to maintain a significant amount of readiness that will enable us, if necessary, to win dominantly and decisively.
General Odierno says downward troop numbers won't keep U.S. forces from dominant and decisive victories when the time comes.